Hello everybody, I'm Rob Brender. Welcome to the Beach Report. The Dirtbag baseball team is at 11-16 to start the season, but they're 2-1 in league action, fresh off winning 2 out of 3 games against Cal State Northridge last week. This week they head to Stockton to take on the Pacific Tigers in a 3-game series. We had a chance to meet up with head coach Troy Buckley and infielder Michael Hill to talk about the upcoming series and the season to this point. Troy, your team's played an outstanding schedule this year, especially in the non-conference. You went to Vanderbilt, you played UCLA, you played USC, Arizona, to name a few. Have you noticed that the team is able to learn anything from those games, stuff that they can utilize during the Big West season?
Yeah, I mean, the goal of playing a hard non-conference is to prepare us for what is the toughest part, which is conference. So, you know, I think they have learned some lessons. I think there needs to be a little more consistent as far as like limiting the free opportunities, learning how to come back, you know, just consistently taking quality at bats no matter what the score is, and, you know, up, down, or whatever. But yeah, I mean, those teams are good, and that's kind of the reason why we play them, in order to, you know, get us prepared, in order to get us ready for what we got in front of us right now.
You win 2 out of 3 games against Cal State Northridge last week. The team posts 21 runs in those 2 wins. The offense seems like it's coming around.
Yeah, you know, they took good at bats. You know, even on Thursday they took good at bats, and I think you know, that's the goal. It's just to take consistent at bats, to keep the consistency of the quality of bats, continuing going down and passing the baton, if you will, so you don't have any chinks in the armor, you know, as you go and try to build some momentum, and understanding how to score runs. I mean, I think that's what college baseball is all about, with the bats and maybe the lack of, you know, the big hits and the home runs and those type of things. So it's understanding when you get opportunities, how are you we're gonna make the most of it. So yeah, their at bats did get better, and you know, that's a good sign, because you know, you need to take them against quality arms or non-quality arms. Doesn't really matter.
Michael, they're having a great season thus far, hitting near 400. Coming from a season where you didn't play all that much as a backup infielder last year, were you expecting to have this much success early on?
I mean, necessarily, no, not necessarily batting 370, but I just had some principles that I wanted to stick to, as far as learning how to hit at Blair Field. You know, it's a deep park, so it's hard to hit balls out, obviously, so you really want to try and use it and keep the ball on the ground and stuff like that. So I think more mentality, 2-strike approach, which has really helped me. So that's something that's really helped.
What are your thoughts on the team to this point in this season? You had a nice series last week against Northridge. You get ready to go to Pacific now, 11-16 for the year overall, but you played some great competition.
Yeah. You know, going into UOP, I think we know that we need to take care of business here. You know, so we can't take them lightly, and we really need to get off early on them and you know, bury them, and because we got to roll. Conference is very important. It's hard to lose. You can't lose games and come back in conference, you know, so you really got to, everyone you got to step on.
Team gets ready to head to Pacific now for a 3-game series. Talk about what you expect to see out of that series.
Well, like I told them before, I mean, Pacific's beat Arkansas already. They've beaten Gonzaga, who's a good club, 1 out of 3, and they took 1 out of 3 from TCU, and the other 2 games they lost by a run. So, you know, conference play is conference play. It doesn't matter. And when you go on the road, we need to play good on the road, because we have not, from a record standpoint, played extremely well on the road. So it's going to be a good test. It's our last trip up there, you know, in a conference setting, because they move to the West Coast Conference next year, and it's a beautiful yard. We got guys with families up there, so, you know, we got to go up there and, you know, take a business trip, if you will, and put together, you know, a good stretch of consistent at-bats, consistent pitches, you know, consistent stuff on the mound, and you know, it's going to be a tough battle, that's for sure.
You seem excited about this team. Look forward to the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the team. The guys are a good group of guys. We're evolving as trying to find the buttons to push for them, so we can play consistent baseball, and they can draw the energy from themselves instead of from the external part. So that's been, you know, kind of the game with inside the game, if you will, in our little circle. That's what we're trying to do. But I like the guys, man. The guys, they work, they compete, they're trying to do the right thing, and, you know, they understand what they need to do, and now it's putting those good intentions with execution, and, you know, hopefully we can continue to play better as we keep going.